Hello and welcome back to Technical Tales Galactic Science. It works. It works. I've got myself an Enderman head. I've got everything I need to carry on the game. Yes. Look, over here we have our spare Enderman head. We have one Enderman head. So, let me quickly show you what I've done. All this is gone. All the water's gone. The powered spawner's gone. This is now just for the normal mobs and is set back to doing damage as per the player, so I'll keep getting other mob heads. Here we have a little Endermen Room. If I take out this dark fused quartz. Now, these torches are temporary. So what we have here, I made myself some diamond spikes. They're quite expensive. Recipes, diamond spikes. And expense is the reason I didn't go for them the first time, because you need a block of diamond and 3 swords. Okay, you get 4, so I had to make two lots of them. But then you also have to make the golden spikes, which uses up a lot of gold. And gold was quite thin on the ground at the moment, and some magical wood as well. So, in order to reduce the amount I needed, I came up with this thing. We've got a room that's 9 by 9, which is the amount of space that the powered spawner spawns in. And down here we've got 8 diamond spikes. That's a vacuum hopper to suck up all the stuff we want. There's the powered spawner. Those are sealable aluminium blocks running all the way up to the ceiling. That way Enderman can't stand there or get stuck. And we are surrounded by fans, which will blow everything into this pit. And it works quite well. Because I wanted to run both items and the liquid XP down through a single block, rather than using the relocator pipes, the refined relocation pipes like I've normally been doing, I used an Ender IO item conduit. And I discovered that so long as you put the one-way valve, if I go down one more, so the XP pipes go off and join the other XP pipes from that one over there, and the item conduit inputs into the refined relocation system and has a one-way valve so stuff doesn't try and go that way. And that seems to work relatively well. There we go. Just put a light down there. And there should be a half slab to cover that back up again, so I'll do that in a moment. Yeah, so this works quite well. So let's remove the torches. And block it up. This is dark fused quartz on the ceiling and on this side. So it's plenty dark in there. I don't know if darkness affects the spawning rates of a powered spawner, but it might do. And I've got to turn on the fans. Each fan has its own lever. I tried using redstone, but it turns out that how strongly the fans blow is related to how strong the redstone signal they receive is. So I could have put lots of repeaters to boost the redstone signal, but it just seemed easier to just put levers around here. Because most of the time I don't need to turn the fans on or off, and that one's already on. So you can't really see, but the fans are on. I can turn this thing on and off by doing power there. So as you can see, it spawns pretty quick. There is a slight dead zone in the fan blowing right there where I'm pointing, but seeing as the Endermen don't stay still, as they wander around, they eventually fall in. So I'm getting lots. See, he's in the dead zone right now, but eventually other Endermen will spawn, knock him about, move him around, and then he should end up in there. Although he's fighting it. There he goes. He's going to jump. He's a survivor. He really doesn't want in there, but jumping doesn't really help. He'll eventually die. But as you can see, I'm getting tons of XP and tons of ender pearls and another Enderman head already. So, excellent. I took away the XP shower because, well, one, I don't really need it. I can get XP by right-hand clicking there. But two, whenever I would log back in, the XP shower would be on, despite the fact that there's a lever next to it. So I think I should turn that one on as well. So we're getting tons of XP and tons of all the various mob drops, which means I can finally proceed with the Transdimensional receiver, which is what this has all been about. I mean, I think this has taken me like 3 episodes to get this far. You can see on the fan speeds there, the ones right at the end there are turning a lot slower. But it doesn't seem to affect the performance of this thing. But in that room there, where I think having all the fans balanced is very important, because you need them all to blow into the centre of the room, it really was making a difference. I could watch that all day. There's something very satisfying about it. Oops, can't go up there. To business, and back to the book. I really want this thing. The Transdimensional Transceiver. The Dimensional Transceiver even. And I build one and it will give me a second one as a reward. So, can I finally do this? Okay, an octadic capacitor, that's easy enough. Electrical steel, that's easy enough. Right, yes, so we are about these things, aren't we? We need an ender resonator and an ender crystal. So the ender crystal is... I need an Enderman soul vial and a vibrant crystal. And vibrant crystal is also doable. So, and the ender resonator, that's where I needed the Enderman head. Solarium, silicon, vibrant alloy. Right, I will get all the stuff I need for this together. So, with the Enderman farm running, and the other mob farm running, I burnt through all of the energy that was in here. And, well, not all the energy that was in here, but a lot of the energy that was in here. And I noticed it wasn't able to keep it fueled up enough. Basically, it keeps saying no fuel. There's plenty of fuel. I mean, this barrel is stuffed full of it. But it's not getting into the system fast enough. So I tried doing this, just sort of adding an extra item conduit to pump into this fluid tank faster, and it's not working. I think what I need to do, because I've got a fuel intake valve here, I need to add another fluid tank. So if I find another fluid tank, quite clear glass and iron bars, that's easily enough. Right, so I can get rid of this. So, another fluid tank on top of there, pulling from there, should do it. Let me just check on the configuration of this one. Pushes out the top, pulls from that side. So, fluid tank, pull from there. It's now filling with fuel. Push to there. Okay, so I've now got 2 of them inputting fuel. Okay, that's fast enough now. It is now adding fuel faster than I'm using it. So let's try turning on the system again. I mean, now it's able to actually burn fuel properly. I want to turn on both spawners and see whether or not I'm able to generate power faster than they're using it. Nope, that is using power faster than I'm generating it. So until I've got the resources to add more vibrant turbines, I should not leave the Enderman spawner running unless I need it. Because that is, I think, what's using up the most power. I mean, I've got 4 heads spare. Leaving the other mob farm on is useful because I'm getting all these gold items. And what I'm able to do is combine them together, which repairs them into a healthier item. Once I get a fully healthy gold item, I can decompose it in a chemical decomposition machine and get free gold from it. And seeing as I'm down to like 10 gold, that bit of gold is actually quite important. Okay, power usage is now going up. Right, I think I've got all the ingredients I need. So let's slurp some sugar and get crafting. There it is, dimensional transceiver. Okay, so I've got the octagic capacitor and the electrical steel and all that. So let's make the ender resonator. So, Enderman head, vibrant alloy, solarium, silicon. Alright, so that's the ender resonator I need. The other thing I need is an ender crystal. Okay, so I've got myself a vibrant crystal already. There. But I need to combine it with Soul Vial with an Enderman in it. So Soul Vial is 3 fused quartz and some solarium. And I believe all I need to do is right-hand click an Enderman with that. So let's turn off the fans. And if I turn this on, some Endermen should spawn. Okay, let's turn it off again. And let's see if we can get one before they all kill themselves with a Soul Vial. There we go. Soul Vialed. So I go to my soul. Oi, hello you. Where did you come from? There's still a dark spot around somewhere where these guys are coming from. Right, so let's go to the soul binder and combine our vibrant crystal with our soul vial. And 10 XP. That gets us our ender crystal. I'm probably going to have to make some more dimensional transceivers at some point. This is not an easy process. So, but what's really holding me back is a lack of gold. And I'm hoping that I will be able to solve that fairly soon. There we go. Phew, dimensional transceiver. Let's go to the book and collect our spare one. And there's a reward bag. It's a basic reward bag at this level. Considering how hard I had to work to get that, you'd think you get something better than basic. Right, let me just clean up my inventory. So, dimensional transceiver transports items, fluids, and power wirelessly across any distance and between dimensions. That's important because that's what I want to use it for. Let me just take a quick look at what that's left to here. Loading chunks, please wait. That's also important. While I'm away from my base, it seems to stop working. I wonder why. But making this device makes my base think I'm still here. This should enable things to keep running while I'm out and exploring. Yes. Let me explain why I want this dimensional transceiver, because I want to make a teleport system. Now, the rockets are all very well and good, but they're slow, clumsy, and when I arrive at the destination, I have to land in an unknown situation. Well, you know, I mean, okay, I've set up a base on Mars, but if I went to Mars still, I might not land in that base properly. And so on. So I want to set up a teleport system. That's what this little bay here is for. It's already got the aluminium wire all set up. I want a teleport transmitter and receiver at each of my bases. But obviously I'm also going to have to keep the chunks loaded at each of the bases, which is actually something I hadn't thought of until now. So I need to make a dimensional anchor. Oh, that's easy. Well, it takes gold. 4 gold and a block of iron. And I'm going to need 2 of these. Okay, dimensional anchor. Where do I put it? I don't know what the range is on it. Okay, your chunk limit 1 of unlimited. Area 1 by 1. Oops. Sorry, oops. Only ops and owner can see this. Chunk loader is active. Shape square. Set owner to server. Okay. Okay, that increases the size, that decreases the size. I could have an X line, a Z line, or a square. So how many chunks do I need? I believe this is the chunk display. Yeah, on the Z line there's a C at the end, and that's changing by 1 as I cross that line, because I'm going from one chunk to another. That's interesting. When you've got the chunk display on, it shows you where this thing is. Okay, so I just have to count out the chunks. So I think I just found the dark spot. Okay, it seems a radius of 5 away is enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 11 by 11 should be this whole base. Excellent. So now what I can do is I can make myself the teleporters, 2 sets of teleporters. Leave the one of the transdimensional transceivers here. Now, okay, you can also use it for sending items, but but the dimensional chests work very well for sending and receiving items and don't cost power. To send items or even power via these things takes power. So I think I'm probably just going to want to hook this up here. This is the power outlet. Send receive buffer, local buffer, upkeep 100 RF per tick. So that's how much this thing costs to just keep ticking over. Okay, we've got send filter, receive filter. These are channels. What, power, items and fluids, and even railcraft. Alright, so because we're pulling from there, that's the send. Mains power, add, and there we go. So we're sending mains power. Nothing's receiving mains power, but I'm pretty certain that if I take the other dimensional transceiver to Mars, it will get power from this thing. Then I set up a teleport station on Mars, powered by that thing, and I can just go back and forth at will. Phew. So I am going to we're going to take a quick look at the recipe for the teleporters. I'm not sure they're called teleporters. Uses power to teleport entities to a specific position and dimension. Must be placed in a 3 by 1 by 3 multi-block. I don't know. That isn't what I want. Okay, found it. Matter transmitter. I thought it was an Ender IO block, but it's actually from the mod RF tools. So you can see here, if you place this block near a dialing device, then you can dial it to a matter receiver. Make sure you give it sufficient power. Use a destination analyzer adjacent to this block to check destination status. Red is bad, green okay, yellow is unknown. Use a matter booster adjacent to this block to be able to teleport to unpowered receivers. And here is a matter receiver. If you place this block anywhere in the world, then you can dial to it using a dialing device. Before teleporting to this block, make sure to give it power. So yeah, so these are relatively cheap. Just redstone, ender pearls, which I've now got an unlimited supply of, and machine frames, which are cheap. So I'm going to whip up a set of those. And then we're going to set up teleportation to Mars. So I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.